Hello and welcome. This is Drockton. You can listen to me Monday through Friday on the Republic Broadcasting Network. And we're going to talk about Cyprus right now because Cyprus is obviously a starting point for the banksters as far as the ultimate wealth confiscation, which is simply going in and taking it from people and their savings and their checking accounts. And remember that Cyprus is the Cayman Islands of Europe. And believe me when I tell you, most of the money that is saved in the banks of Cyprus belongs to the Russians. And we're talking about the KGB, we're talking former KGB, we're talking about the oligarchs, we're talking about other individuals that have been plundering the Russians for years. And trust me when I tell you, they don't take kindly to other plunderers and thieves coming in and stealing their money. So this is not going to help East-West relations, to say the least. But here's the plan. What they're going to do is they're going to close the second largest bank in Cyprus, virtually wiping out people's savings and checking accounts in that bank. And eventually, they say they might give back 30%, they might give back 40%. Eventually, who knows how many years that's going to take. And then they're going to go in to the remaining accounts, and they are going to plunder 20% of every euro over 100,000 euros, which means that if you have 200,000 euros in a Cyprus bank account, you're in for a big surprise when the banks reopen, because you're going to find that 10% is going to be missing, is going to be gone, is going to be stolen from your account. Now, if a bank robber goes in and does that, he's arrested and he's thrown in jail. But remember, we're talking about banksters here. They control the system, they control the politicians, they control everything. So literally there will be no one to prosecute for this crime. Now, in addition to that, we can expect that the debt in Cyprus isn't going to get better, it's going to get worse. Because banksters advocate for debt. Because debt is one step removed, debt slavery is one step removed from physical slavery. And when you take a look at the system is designed to enslave. First of all, we have our central bank, the Federal Reserve in the United States, other central banks around the world. As a matter of fact, every country in the world has a central bank except North Korea and Iran that is owned by these people. They charge 6% interest just for the privilege of us using their name on our paper. We actually pay for the paper and ink, by the way. But we pay them 6% interest for that privilege. In addition to that, they advocate, strongly I might add, for social spending on the left, social programs on the left, and on the right, they advocate for war, they advocate for the humongous military-industrial complex, and they advocate for intelligence agencies to protect their interests around the world. Now, most of the stuff that they do can be better done at the local level anyway. Think about it. What does the federal government do that can't be done by individual families, communities, churches, or other local organizations? I mean, the reality is that we can take care of ourselves, my friends. We really don't need them. We don't need their systems. Now, when it comes to defense, obviously we can do that better as well. Most of the technology is developed at state universities. If we go back to the Civil War, that war was fought by the state militias, which agreed to serve under a federal commander. And the reality is that those state militias were far more loyal to the Constitution, far more loyal to the Bill of Rights than where we find ourselves today. And the reality is that they were loyal to their individual states. So there isn't anything the federal government does that the states can't do better anyway. And obviously, if the states were doing it, we would have far less debt, we would have far more volunteerism, and these people wouldn't be able to do what they're doing right now without being prosecuted. But sadly, we live in a world where most people choose dependency over independency. They choose to have others pay their bills instead of working and standing on their own 2 feet. Now, I don't say that this is a voluntary choice. This has been a conditioning process that's lasted over 100 years. But the reality is that they are the ones that have been encouraging this victim mentality, this dependence, and obviously dependence leads to slavery. So our only hope, our only salvation as an individual and as a nation is to turn back to individualism, to turn back to patriotism, to turn back to nationalism, to literally look after our own interests and not to rely on other people's, to take care of our families, take care of ourselves. And that, my friends, is what it boils down to. Thank you for listening. Obviously, if I can help you with your precious metals acquisitions, it's the only way you're going to save what's in the banks. It's the only way you're going to save what's in your retirement accounts. It's the only way you're going to save really what you've worked for, is to convert it to precious metals, to take physical possession. You can do it through me, Paul Drockton. All you need to do is email me, pdrockton, that's pdrockton@aol.com, or you can call me 330-636-6292. Have a great day, and thank you for listening.